Hi, how are you? It's Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures in Azeroth. Last episode, we finished questing in Hellfire Peninsula and made our way to Terokkar Forest. And now, we are in the Alarian Stronghold. So let's have a chat here. We'll sell some of this junk we got. There we go. A little bag space there. We actually have health pots. I didn't know that. Should put those here. Alright guys, well, now we're going to start questing, see what this place is all about. I have never quested here before, so I'm interested to see if it's any different than the Horde side.
Hey there.
Birdhelm. Have you seen the way Rosalith winks at me whenever I go to pick up a garment or hat? When things settle down around here, I'm going to take her for a nice walk in the woods. For once, I miss all those fancy taverns in Stormwind. Unruly neighbors. The recent arrival of Fellworks at the ruins to the east both puzzles and troubles Thander. They wasted no time in starting to construct fortifications and repair the buildings. The construction goes on day and night, Trapbox. I've dispatched one of my most reliable agents to keep watch, but we can ill afford to delay action. Move against their workers, seek out Theloria Shadecloak at the Alarian Post, to the north of the Bone Chewer ruins. She'll give you further instructions.
See you later.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to be fighting against some Fellworks. See what other quests he's got.
Good day to you.
Timber Warg Tales. Have you come across the Timber Wargs in your travels? I've had the opportunity to observe them while mapping some of the northern reaches of the forest. I wouldn't recommend getting close to them unless you're prepared for combat. They have no fear of us and won't hesitate to defend their territory. It's fitting that such a creature would have a magnificent tail. I've been trying to collect enough of them to trim a new cloak, but the wargs have a habit of evading my snares. Will you help?
See you around.
Sure. Alright. Let's have a chat here with Thander. If you're expecting some kind of official welcome, you're going to be disappointed, Death Knight. We don't stand on tradition here. What works is what goes. Steaming the Arakoa. We need to show the Arakoa that they cannot attack our people with impunity. If we don't stop them here, the roads will no longer be safe for our merchants, couriers, or soldiers. My scouts have identified the leaders of each of the major Arakoa settlements in the area. Seek out Ashkaz, Ait, and Urdak in Vale Resk, Vale Shinor, and Vale Skith, and kill them. We'll get some health pots. Good. We actually
Have a good one.
need some better health pots. And then I guess we'll head over here.
Well met.
We'll chat with Indari. Welcome to the Alarian Stronghold, Death Knight. It's embarrassing to admit this, but something has happened to me here in Terokkar Forest that hasn't occurred since my apprentice days. Occasionally, my spells will fizzle when I know I've done everything correctly. I almost drove myself crazy the first time it happened. I think I've found the cause. The forest is full of creatures called Warpstalkers, demonic creatures with an affinity for magic, and a habit for disturbing magical flows. The best way to deal with them is simply to kill them.
Life bless you.
I wonder if they actually are demonic. I never considered those Warpstalkers demonic. I just thought they knew how to stealth. I guess since he doesn't like them, he just calls them demonic. Or maybe they are. Maybe they're actually from Argus, the Eridar's homeland. Okay, so let's deal with all these monsters here. Got a lot of quests to do, so that's good. And we should hit level 66 today. Here's a Warpstalker here. Let's make sure we use our trinkets. Guy got completely wrecked. What the heck? I think that was a Warpstalker there. Yeah, I knew it. I've seen you stealth. We got some big damage in there. Yeah, we should hit 66 today. And then maybe while we're doing our quest, I might queue up for a dungeon. One of the Akadun ones. Maybe we'll do a Man of Tombs or Akanai Crypts. first we gotta play a bunch of these guys. Got some horde over here. The Stonebreaker camp. Did it like pretty much, I wouldn't say all of the TBC quests on Flag Carrier, but we went through like almost every zone. And I hope to do that in Northrend on this DK. We'll get a good good representation of the Alliance point of view in Northrend on this guy. And then on my, plan on playing my Rogue for Horde. So we'll get to see how the Horde is on my Rogue. And I'll probably do my Druid as well. So if we miss any zones, I'll end up doing that on the Druid. So we'll have a decent amount of Wrath Let's Plays. Total of 4, at least. Oh yeah, the mage is going to get up there too. There's going to be a lot of horde ones. The mage is undead. Like carry the Tauren, he's horde as well. And then Freddy Kriller, the rogue's undead. Really looking forward to Northern though. Always enjoying leveling out there. It's gonna be fun when we get to Grizzly Hills. And I'm interested to see how the Alliance start is. Because you both start on like the total opposite end of the island. I don't think they have it in here, right? Yeah, Northern's right here. Yeah, Howling Fjord, I believe, is where the Alliance starts. And then the Horde start on the other side in Borean Tundra. And then I don't know where we'll meet. Kind of forget where we'll probably end up seeing each other. Probably like a level 62 or 72. We'll end up seeing each other in... To go from Borean Tundra, and then I guess the Dragon Blight would be next. Shalzar Basins, I believe, is like a later... like an endgame zone. I know Ice Crown Storm Peaks are endgame. Probably Grizzly Hills and Zuldrak and Dragon Blight is where you'll see a lot of like Horde vs Alliance world PvP. It's probably good that they split them up like that, because it would be a little hectic if we all just came from the same zone. It'd be a bloodbath. That's how TBC was. It was a complete bloodbath. A lot of fun. Like the Horde were on one side of Hellfire Peninsula and the Alliance were on the other. And we were just fighting the whole time. Most people were trying to do quests though. Not everybody was interested in the fighting or the griefing. We actually need these Timberwork tails. I think we picked up a good combo of quests. Might have been some others that we should have got, but... Kind of like to balance it out. I don't want to start the episode reading too much dialogue. I think 3 to 4 quests is more than enough. Once we get a couple of these down, I think I'll queue up for our Mana Tombs or Arcanite Crypts. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so we got the... We'll head up to here where Ait is. Hopefully there's some Timberworks up there as well. The fresh server is going to be a lot of fun too, like the start of the fresh servers. Supposedly, there's people with Warglaves on the fresh servers. There's like a... Supposedly there's a rogue that has both Warglaves. I don't know if I believe that, but that's crazy. That means, like, the guy got 70. Like, really fast, got into a Black Temple. Which is possible, because Black Temple is probably pretty damn easy now. They nerf pretty much every raid to the ground. And the Wrath characters are pretty damn strong. And then he got both glaives, like, to drop in, like, 2 weeks. That's so lucky. Like, that's an insane amount of luck. And I wonder how he got him. I guess he was just in a guild there, and he was the only rogue, and they just gave it to him. Happy they gave it to a rogue. I know warriors can use them, but, like, come on. Warriors are getting, you know, Shadowmourne and Wrath. Let the rogue get a legendary. Rogues get a lot of legendaries, too, though. Throughout WoW. Like, rogues are clearly a favored class. We got Warglaves in TBC, and then in Cataclysm, they get Fangs of the Father. Is that who we gotta fight? Yes, I eat. Here, invite me, dude. Invite. Where's this guy? Invite. Invite. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Guy has his flying mount and everything. Well, there we go. We lost that IE kill because we weren't focused enough. Okay, so what we'll do is look for wolves to come back. There's another one over there, but like I think that guy's flying over to it, so we'll probably be a little too late. Too bad we missed out on that. I was also looking into ways to switch gold from different servers, and if it was against TOS, just terms of service, and it's not actually. Thought that was kind of interesting. There's a Discord for it where people can like message each other. It's called WoW Market, and you can go on there, and if you're on a server, right, you have some gold but you don't plan on playing there anymore, you just leave a message saying, in like one of the classic channels, saying, I have this much gold on this server, and I am looking for, you know, gold on another server. And I've been thinking about this because I have like a decent amount of gold on Fairlina, and I don't know if I don't know where I'm gonna raid, or if I'm probably gonna raid. It's gonna be hard for me not to raid. But I just don't know where I'm going to raid. It's either going to be on Fairlina or on my Rogue or Druid. Or maybe I'll play on Grobulus. I think that'd be a lot of fun on Grobulus. But one thing that's kind of holding me back from playing here is just not having the gold to do so. So I was like looking for like an alternative. And they got this Discord called WoW Market for it, so if you're thinking about the same thing as me, I recommend checking that out. But don't get scammed. That's one thing Blizzard says, like, you can do that, but don't get scammed. Like, if you get scammed, that's on you. Oh, what the heck? We're getting wrecked by a 70 boomkin. Nice bound fortitude, guys. Let's get out of here. Probably should have used that earlier. There's a health pot. This guy's chasing me down. We got fairy fire. We got earth and moon. We're dead, dude. Like, I can't run away from him. He's a druid. You just finished me off, man. There you go. This guy comes and just starts moon firing me. That's one thing I won't have to worry about on Fairlina, is anybody ganking me. And the thing about Fairlina that makes it a good raid server, there's a ton of, like, it's got a much higher population on Horde side than either Alliance or Horde on Grobulus, I think. But it won't. I don't think it'll be as fun. I think Grobulus will be a server that's a little bit more fun than Fairlina. Well, fun for me. So I kind of enjoy like a little bit of world PvP from time to time. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's either I'll raid on my rogue or I would probably raid on this DK. If I could find a raid, I'd have to find a raid though and all that, but that would just take some time. Another troll rogue there, gotta watch out for him. Kind of have Sky Fury out of the question because I just think it's going to take me a while to get up to 80 on that server. I'm only level 24 right now. And then probably by the time Wrath's out, I'll be like in the 30s, maybe like 40. And then by the time Nax is done, maybe I'll be 80. And I kind of want to be able to... I don't really mind missing Nax. But it would be nice to experience Oldar. It's down here again. Oh, the warp peons. Maybe we'll deal with them. We got a couple of orcs here. We got that Boomkin. Guy's name's Boomkin. I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's just flying around, doing a little bit of world PvP. And farming gold. It's a good way to farm gold is doing TVC quests. I think you can get around like 4 to 5k. Pay for your epic flying just from doing the quests out here. That's why it's always, I wouldn't say always, but it's a good idea to actually level through dungeon farming. Because if you level that way, you get more gold from the quests. Yeah, Druid could grief me pretty hard. There's like no way I can get away from him. It's one thing about DK, your movement speed is pretty bad when you're off your mount. So we're looking for peons here. And we hit level 66, didn't even notice. And we got Howling Blast. Nice. I don't know where we should put it. I'll have it as C for now. We'll see what it does. Blast the target with Frigid Wind. Oh, it's an AoE. Deals damage to everybody within 10 yards. It's pretty cool. Scroll of Spirit, I guess we'll just use that. Guess we'll get 2 of them here. And we'll have to wait to do Howling Blast. And there we go, we just did it. That did a lot of damage. That's a pretty cool ability. Wish we had that when we were in Hellfire Peninsula fighting those giants. Would have helped out a lot. And it's actually great for doing dungeons. It does damage to all enemies within 10 yards. I wonder how many enemies that is. It says all, but I bet it's not. You can't do that much. You can't damage every enemy. You can't have 100 enemies and they all take the same. Who knows? I could be wrong about that. We'll go back to looking for peons here. Here, let's get all 4. Let's see if we can do 4. This could be tough. Probably. Just want to see if we can pull this off. There we go, Howling Blast. Yeah, that was a decent amount of AoE. Yeah, that was pretty good. And we are done with the wargs. And now we just need to get these peons. Alright, here we go. Another war peon here. I wonder if this... I think this is a quest chain, so we might end up moving into the fort here. It's been a while since I did this quest. You do the same thing as Horde, I believe. I remember doing this on flag carriers. There probably could be a couple of differences, though, I would assume. Let's pull a couple. See how we do. We should be using our trinkets. Let's use our trinkets this time. Howling Blast. Okay, he's running away. Can't stop him. Yeah, that was a decent amount of damage. I've got a warlock here. Let's finish this guy off. Yeah, they made DKs really strong. After this quest, we'll queue up for a dungeon. I want to see how Howling Blast is in a dungeon. It's probably pretty damn good. Another thing I gotta look into is like which spec do I think is fun to play? You know? But I prefer playing combat or assassination on a rogue or a balanced druid. I heard Feral's really challenging. Supposedly Feral's like the most challenging spec in all of Wrath. And the reason why it's most challenging is because of the rotation. It's supposedly really hard to pull off and execute well. So it would be rewarding if you were, you know, considered a good feral druid. But I've heard that the rotation is a real headache. And you might end up hating it over time. It's a feral druid in my guild that gonna quit playing feral because they didn't want to experience how Wrath Feral was going to be. I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, I guess it goes to show you that they're probably going to be pretty rare because you're going to want at least one. Because they do bring a specific buff to the raid that you're going to want. Alright, there we go. We got 12 more peons. Now there's another quest. Here we go. So we got to turn it in over here. So we'll head over here and turn this in. We'll see what happens. Guess we'll queue up for, we got a couple here. The escape from Durn Hold. Oh, that's all the way in Tanaris, in the Caverns of Time. We got Sethic Halls as well. That's another quest. I mean, another dungeon in Auchendoon. So we'll queue up for those three. It's a lot of dungeons. We got tons of XP from all three of those. And here's the camp.
Hello.
Teloria Shadecloak. It's kind of interesting. The Horde's the same thing. Like, you talk to an undead rogue and he tells you to attack these orcs. The opening of the Dark Portal brought news of my people's fate. In a way, my exile shielded me from sharing in their downfall. But to see the Farstriders throw their lot in with Kael'thas, I never imagined my one-time brethren capable of such a thing. The homecoming I once dreamt of will never happen. This forest is the only home I have left. Unruly neighbors. The High Elf nods. It's a good start, but Berthelm was right to send you to me. I've made a discovery that may help explain the Felorg presence here. Alright, the Firewing lays, and over the past couple of days, I've observed a Blood Elf woman traveling to and from the Felorg stronghold and conversing with the Felorg leader. From her body language, she's clearly issuing orders. But why? Poploak drop. Okay, yeah, looks like we're going to get to a dungeon group here. From her body language, she's clearly issuing orders, but why? Whose orders is she conveying? My curiosity got the better of my judgment, and I shadowed her when she left the Felorg encampment. She headed north to Firewing Point. I stopped before reaching the perimeter of the Blood Elf post. Kill her before she leaves the Felorg camp again.
I am listening.
Thinning the ranks. Knowing Thander and Berthelm, they won't tolerate such large buildup of hostile forces on our doorstep. Asking them to dispatch members of the garrison to participate in an attack on the camp isn't an option either. It would just leave us too vulnerable to attack. It falls to us to do what we can to diminish the threat of the Felorg buildup poses. Kill what you can of their forces, and I will look for ways to stall my reinforcements. Alright. So there we go. We gotta help the High Elves again. There's another quest inside that camp. Yeah, we'll wait for these. We'll keep questing until these guys fill up. I don't know what I'm queued as in the group. Maybe we can check that out. Maybe I'm the tank. I wonder if I queued up as tank. Did we learn taunt? Hopefully, Adi's a healer. We'll try to do Durn Hold. I wonder if there's going to be any groups doing it, though. Gotta go kind of out of your way to get to the Caverns of Time, but it would be fun to do that dungeon. Cool thing about that dungeon is if you're Horde, they change you to an Alliance character. Because in the dungeon you save Thrall from a prison as an Alliance player. So I think we'll probably just stay as who we are. If we go there as Alliance. I've never actually done that dungeon as an Alliance character. Got a nice pull here. It's going to be interesting. There this goes. There we go. There we go, a little blast there. Yeah, DKs are strong. Pretty sure I wouldn't be able to do that on any other class that I'm playing other than the mage. I think the mage could do it, obviously. But I don't know if the ret and the shaman could. I don't mind. If we got a tank, we'll tank. I wonder if I got, like, a taunt. Dark Command. Yeah, we do now. I'll put that on if we tank. I'll probably make it Q. So you can tank it pretty easy. Especially with Howling Blast. Supposedly Frost is like the tank spec you want to go into if you want to tank. Because you got all this AoE from like Howling Blast. That's really good. Who knows, maybe it's one of these warriors tanking. Supposedly warriors are a lot of fun, like especially arms with Whirlwind. It's pretty cool how they introduced that in Wrath. What do we got to fight here? I guess we'll head inside and try to do this quest. I think it's an escort. Oh, we got a mage. Let's try to do this escort quick. Oh, maybe it's not. It's just Felorg plans. Let's bring this person over here. Get over here. We don't have... Oh, this is bad. Interrupt you. Fail Fireweaver. There we go, we got that done. Firewing liaison is down. And the backbreakers are down. Now we just need the devastators. And I gotta pick up these plans. The writing on the plans is far too delicate and precise to have come from any of the fellow orcs. You can't make out what the text says, but the implications are pretty clear. Fellow orcs are taking orders from the Blood Elves at Firewing Point. Why would the two forces be working together? Pertelm might have some insight into the odd alliance. You decide to make your way back to the Alarian stronghold and show him the map. Okay, so we gotta go back to a stronghold here. Soon we're gonna get summoned soon. And our bags are full. I'm gonna try to, once we get summoned, I'm gonna hearth. Got one person there, there's another one running down. Not sure if we'll be able to finish this other Bone Chewer quest. We will try though. There's one. I think there's vendors outside the side of the dungeons though. The other thing we need to do is get the quest for these dungeons. And there's another one. We just need one more after that. Just a bunch of peons out here. There's gotta be one outside. He's getting close to the summoning stone. We don't got much time. I think we'll just have to hearth back and we'll turn these quests in later to Theloria. There's our last one here. Alright, so we got that done. Let's hearth out. Oh, this guy died. They're getting ganked. Maybe we had time. Let's get rid of all this stuff. We got some BOEs. Maybe I should hold on to those and sell them. And we got all this other stuff. Quest item that we need to turn in. So we'll get rid of this stuff. It's going to be worthless. Unless someone's like leveling cooking, maybe. Same with this Zangar stuff. Gives us like a bag. Shiny fish scales. Yeah, we don't need that. Okay, so let's turn in these quests.
How are you?
See, you managed to survive the rigors of the forest. Have you brought any tales for my cloak? Ah, well done, friend. These are finer than I thought they'd be. They'll make a fine cloak. Bertelm glances toward the inn. It's a fine cloak it shall be. The elusive Ironjaw. Wonder what this is all about. Maybe this guy's up to something sneaky. Now that I have the fur I'll need for the trim, I've been thinking that the pelt of the particular wolf would make a good hood for my cloak. Imagine seeing your enemy clad in the pelt of the most cunning predator in the forest. I've tried trapping old Ironjaw without success. I've tried concerning him, outsmarting him, and baiting him. None of it has worked. He stalks the northeastern reaches of the forest, and I gladly reward you if you could succeed where I have failed.
What can I do for you?
Fellwork plans. What is this you have here? The Fellwork plans. I wonder if you can actually look at that. Locations of the Alarian stronghold and Stonebreaker hold are clearly marked on the map, along with a series of Bold ink strokes and assorted orders. Telm takes the plans from you and looks them over. If you hadn't brought this map, I'd say you were out of your mind. But here it is, plain as day. Not only are the fellow orcs here to serve the Blood Elves, but it appears they've been ordered to keep us occupied. This map raises more questions than it answers, but it gives us a better idea of what we're facing here.
Have a good one.
Okay, so let's get all this stuff done. We have one more quest to turn in. Turn this in quick. Andari dabs at his forehead with the sleeve of his robe. Thank goodness. I was beginning to wonder if the things had displaced the rest of the forest creatures.
Be careful.
Okay, so there we go. Got that done. That was a decent amount of XP. Let's take the summon here.
How kind of you.
Alright. Don't know which dungeon we're going to be doing.
My pleasure.
But I am going to be calling this episode here, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.